Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show as usual. And in this part of the Cricket Happening Show, we are going to look at the third One-Day International, which was played between Australia and West Indies at the Manuka Oval here in Canberra. And well, it produced one of those matches which was a very tight match. In the end, Australia were the ones who prevailed. Not only did they prevail, they also they actually have won the series. They have already taken a 3-0 lead in the series, so that means essentially they have already won the series. Now, all that West Indies could do is try to salvage something in the remaining two matches. But this particular match, I would say West Indies were really equal to the task. Because if you see the margin, it was a high-scoring match. There was a lot of runs on offer. 329 for 7 was what Australia posted on the board after batting first. And as far as West Indies were concerned, they replied with 290. So just talking about the game here, Australia were the ones who actually won the toss here at the Manuka Oval in Canberra, and actually won the toss. They won the toss and they elected to bat. Now, for Australia, Shane Watson was the one who opened with Aaron Finch, and Aaron Finch was for a change. After a long time, as you know, he has been given a long rope, as I said yesterday in my preview. But today, Finch was good. He was looking good with his knock of 38 of just 41 balls with 5 fours, and he was into a very good opening partnership with Shane Watson, which occupied 16 overs. And at the other end, Shane Watson was looking very confident. He was stroking the ball sweetly. He was playing the strokes that Shane Watson is known for. As you know, whenever Shane Watson plays, it's a very good picture to watch, and he was actually stroking the ball well. There were a lot of good orthodox strokes being played, but at the same time he was watchful, and they took on the score. They put up an opening partnership of 89, and that was the time Aaron Finch was the first to be dismissed, as Darren Sammy, the West Indian skipper, actually provided West Indies with a breakthrough. As Aaron Finch was gone, getting into a ball, he was caught by Thomas behind the stumps of Sammy for 38 of 41 balls with 5 fours, and that made the score 89 for 1. But Shane Watson was absolutely relentless. He took his time to get to his 50, but after 50 he really opened out, and especially after getting to his century, he was a person who was totally transformed. He started going for the bowling. In fact, it Kemar Roche for two boundaries and a 6, and that 6 was hit. It was a very big hit from Watson, which landed almost into the stands from Shane Watson of the bowling of Kemar Roche. And this was a partnership which went to great proportions, and this was the partnership which enabled Australia to finish at 329 for 7. Because as I said, Shane Watson was looking pretty good. The bowlers were really finding it difficult to bowl to Watson once he reached his 50, because strokes were really flowing from his blade. Phil Hughes, as usual, he was good with his strokes too. He was also looking good. But I wouldn't say in sharp contrast, but in little contrast to Watson. He was playing his strokes through the offside, but he was playing it with confidence, and he was also giving good support to Watson, and both of them put together a partnership. From 89 they took on the score to 201. So essentially it was basically a 112 run partnership which was ensuing between them. And this partnership was gone, because Watson, as I said, once he reached his century, he really went after Kemar Roche by putting him for 3 boundaries and a 6, and then in the same over Kemar Roche got him, as Kieron Pollard at the fence took the catch, and Shane Watson was gone after making 122 of just 111 balls, 12 fours and 2 beautiful 6s that he hit. So that made the score 201 for 2. After that, it was Michael Clarke was the next to go. Michael Clarke was not looking so good. I wouldn't say he was looking pretty good on his knock, because he was twice wrapped on the pads, and Michael Clarke was a victim, as Kieron Pollard took a good case. Now Kieron Pollard, let me tell you, he took 4 catches in all. This was just one of those catches which really was taken very well by Kieron Pollard. But later on in the game, Kieron Pollard pulled up some real stunners, which I'll talk about. And the catch that he took to actually get rid of George Bailey of the bowling of Sunil Narine was really a gem, because it was Bailey who had actually hit it on the onside, and the ball, it was Glenn Maxwell's catch, sorry. George Bailey was held in the fence by Pollard, but it was a good catch by Pollard, even though one wouldn't say it was a pretty easy catch for any other fielder. But Pollard, being over there, stretched himself and took the catch, and Bailey, after making a very good 44 of just 22 balls with 6 fours and 1 6, was gone. But as I said, Phil Hughes was the other batsman after Shane Watson to contribute in good measure. In fact, he missed his century, but he made 86 of 93 balls with 10 fours and 1 6. It was Scott Thomas bowled Sammy for 86. And these were the only ones who actually reached double figures. After that, it was all, as I said, Pollard took those catches. Now just look at this catch which he took to actually, that was the time the score was 299 for 4. And the bowler was Sunil Narine. Kieron Pollard was the catcher. Maxwell had hit it. And Pollard took such a blinder. I wouldn't be really sure whether it was Bailey or Maxwell, but definitely, because if you see, Bailey was Scott Pollard, bowled Narine for 44. I think it was Bailey's catch which was taken by Pollard, and that was a real stunner, because Bailey had actually dismissed it into the onside, and probably one thought the ball is going to sail over the pickets for a 6. But it was Kieron Pollard showing such tremendous athleticism. He stretched himself. He is already a tall man. He saw to it that he stretched himself and took the catch within the ropes. Not only that, what a pluck it was. It was really plucking it out of thin air. And it was, let me tell you, no other fielder could have got it but Kieron Pollard. And what a tremendous fielder Kieron Pollard is. He really showed that. And Bailey was gone. After that, Maxwell failed. That was also a good catch which was taken by Pollard at the fence. He was out for 4. Matthew Wade not out on 4. It was all over. Faulkner was bowled by Dwayne Bravo for 2. Mitchell Johnson was not out on 8. And Australia finished on a very good tall score of 329 for 7 of their 50 overs, which was essentially required on this particular pitch, which, as I said, was not a pitch that we had in WACA in Perth, where it was pacey and bouncy. It was more for the batsman, I would reckon. Look at the bowling figures. Kemar Rose 9 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 72, got a little pasting there. Andrew Russell 4 overs, went for 41, was not impressive at all. Darren Sammy bowled well, 8 overs, 49 runs and 2 wickets. Dwayne Bravo 7 overs, 1 for 39. Sunil Narine, even though 329, one should consider that Sunil Narine has been impressing very well. In fact, he took very vital wickets. Definitely he had Kieron Pollard to thank for when he took the wicket of Bailey and Maxwell. Both of them were caught by Kieron Pollard. So Sunil Narine 10 overs, no maiden, 55 runs and 2 wickets. Chris Gayle 5 overs, went for 36. And Kieron Pollard himself bowled 6 overs, and he picked up those very important wicket of Michael Clarke when he was gone. It was a very good catch once more. So 4 catches taken by Pollard. 6 overs, no maiden, 1 for 36. Kieron Pollard 329 for 7 on the board for Australia. As far as West Indies were concerned, West Indies had a target of 329 to chase. They had to go at a clip of 6.58 runs per over, and it was always on the cards because the West Indies batting lineup was good, and it was always on the cards. Now it all started with a batting lineup being changed by West Indies. They actually promoted the wicketkeeper Devon Thomas to open with Kieron Powell, and both of them had a 50-run partnership, with Devon Thomas being the first to go, as Mackay took him, as Thomas was gone. Caught Hughes bowled Mackay for 19 of 25 balls with 3 fours. After that, it was Kieron Powell who was gone. Kieron Powell was caught behind. He also played very well. He just continued in the good form that he has in the previous One Day International by making 47 good runs of just 49 deliveries, 6 fours. He was caught behind by Matthew Wade of the bowling of Maxwell for 47, and that made the score 81 for 2. After that, it required a good partnership, and that partnership came courtesy of the Bravo brothers, Dwayne Bravo and Darren Bravo. And Darren Bravo, when he strokes the ball, it is absolutely sweet music. And Dwayne Bravo also, as you know, he's also a pretty good player, but Darren Bravo was the one who actually, both of them started blunting the Australian bowling attack. Even Mitchell Starc was looking ineffective, and both of them really plugged along and took the score on to, in fact, giving hope for the Australians, because with a tall score, being faced with a tall score, it was very essential that someone had to stick there, and that was what precisely Darren Bravo and Dwayne Bravo did. They really, I would say, blunted the Australian attack, and they played some very good strokes. and they took on the score to 195. So that was a very, very sweet little partnership of 114 runs, which was pretty essential, and that was what would have definitely worried the Australians, because in the 35th over, West Indies were 195 for 3. But Faulkner came in and broke that stand. When what he did is he actually picked up the wicket of Dwayne Bravo, who was gone. When Dwayne Bravo was clean bowled, in fact Stark was the one who actually provided the breakthrough. Dwayne Bravo was bowled by Mitchell Stark for 51 of 50 deliveries with 5 fours. But Darren Bravo was still there, and before Darren Bravo left, it was the Gale. As you know, Gale was the one to be, because of injury, he didn't actually open the innings. They actually had him coming lower down the order, but Gale, it was of no avail, as Faulkner picked up a very important wicket, and in fact he got himself fined for that act, because what he did is he actually gave Gale a send-off, and that was the reason the match referee Ranjan Madgale actually fined Faulkner, and that was not good of Faulkner, because Faulkner is a person who has just come into the Australian team, and he needs to really be disciplined, and that was what was done. But it was very essential that Chris Gale stayed there, but Chris Gale once again failed. Clean bowled by Faulkner for 2 of 5 balls, and in fact suddenly the West Indies innings once again started faltering, as Kieron Pollard was run out by Mitchell Johnson for 9 of 7 balls with 1-4. That made the score 234 for 6. But the good thing, but after that Darren Bravo also gone, but Darren Bravo picked up his highest score. He in fact equaled his highest score in one-day internationals by making a very nice, attractive 86 of 96 balls with 7 fours and 1 6. He was clean bowled by Faulkner for 86, and at that time Sarwan, as you know, continued his struggle, and as you know, Sarwan is not capable of actually forcing the pace, and that was precisely seen as Sarwan was gone, clean bowled by Mitchell Johnson for 12 balls with 2 4, and after that the target became pretty tough, even though Andre Russell was there, who definitely used his pyrotechnics there to make a very good 43 of 31 balls with 6 fours and 1 6, but that was not really enough, as he was caught by Wade Bull McKay for 43. And Darren Sammy, one would have expected probably Andre Russell and Darren Sammy to really make probably reach the West Indies total much closer to the score of 329, but that was not to be, as Darren Sammy was consumed by Faulkner for 8 of just 7 deliveries with 1 6. Sunil Narine, who actually hit 4 sixes the other day against Glenn Maxwell, couldn't really last long, as he was also clean bowled by Faulkner for 1 of 3 balls. Kemar Roche was not out on 1, and the West Indies innings but giving a good fight and showing that they really had it in them to challenge this total of 329. Went down fighting, and they were all out for 290. So that made that gave the victory to Australia, who took a series. They have already won the ODI series. They won the match by 39 runs here at the Manukau Oval, taking a 3-0 series lead. Not only a 3-0 series lead, but actually securing the series, and in fact winning the series now. And for West Indies, they are they are the team which is going to be under pressure, trying to salvage something out of the remaining 2 one-day internationals. Let's look at the bowling figures of the Australians. Clint McKay, 10 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 62. He was the most costliest of the lot there. Mitchell Stark yesterday was ineffective. He was not getting much swing. He was not getting much from the pitch, and that was precisely the reason that Mitchell Stark couldn't really extract any life out of it, and really make the batsman play there. 7 overs, no maiden, 50 runs and 1 wicket for him. Mitchell Johnson, 9 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 59. Faulkner was very impressive, even though he got fined. I thought he bowled very well, and he's showing good impressions of being a very good all-rounder. He bowled pretty well, 8.3 overs, 1 maiden, 48 runs and 4 wickets, barring that act of his when he actually gave Chris Gale the send-off. Otherwise, things were pretty good with Faulkner. 4 for 48, he had a good game. Maxwell, 10 overs, 1 for 44, and Michael Clarke, the captain himself, having left Xavier Doherty out of the side, wheeled away 3 overs for 23 runs. And Australia lead the 5-match series, and also in fact won this 5-match series already 3-0 with 2 to go. The 4th one-day international coming up on 8th of February. The player of the match, well, without a shadow of doubt, was given to Shane Watson for his brilliant century. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, that brings me to an end to this the Cricket Happening show for today. Hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks for your company, and thanks for watching Cricket Happenings. Your host Ram is signing off for the day. Thank you.